Today, we are going to learn about the Rorschach test, a psychological test that uses inkblots to reveal a person's personality and mental health. The Rorschach test is one of the most famous and controversial tests in psychology, but how much do you really know about it? Let's find out with our top 10 facts about the Rorschach test. Number 10. The Rorschach test was inspired by a children's game. The Rorschach test was created by Swiss psychologist Hermann Rorschach in 1921. He got the idea from a popular children's game called Klexography, which involved making images with inkblots. Rorschach wondered if patients with different mental disorders would see different things in the inkblots. And he started to use his own designs to test his theory. Number 9. We know next to nothing about how the Rorschach test cards were designed. Rorschach experimented with hundreds of inkblots before selecting the 10 that he used for his test. He did not leave any notes or explanations about how he made them or what criteria he used to choose them. He only said that he based them on empirical observations and that he had no explanation for why the test worked at all. Number 8. Rorschach's colleagues were not impressed. Rorschach had a hard time publishing his book, Psychodiagnostics, which introduced the inkblot test to the world. He had to pay the publishers to print it, and it received little attention at first. Many of his peers thought that the test was too subjective and unreliable, and that Rorschach was overinterpreting the results. Number 7. Rorschach died before his test became famous. Rorschach died of appendicitis in 1922, at the age of 37. He never saw the impact that his test would have on psychology and popular culture. His test was rediscovered by American psychologists in the 1930s, who started to use it widely and developed different scoring systems and interpretations. Number 6. The Rorschach test is based on 5 main factors. The Rorschach test consists of 10 inkblot cards, each with a different shape, color, and symmetry. The test taker is asked to look at each card and say what they see in it. The examiner then records the responses and analyzes them based on 5 main factors: location, determinants, content, frequency, and popularity. These factors reflect how the test taker perceives and organizes the inkblots, and what kind of associations they make. Number 5. The Rorschach test can reveal a lot about a person's personality and mental health. The Rorschach test is designed to measure a person's cognitive and emotional functioning, as well as their personality traits and psychological disorders. The test can reveal how a person thinks, feels, copes, relates, and expresses themselves. The test can also detect signs of depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, narcissism, and other conditions. Number 4. The Rorschach test is not a standardized or objective test. The Rorschach test is not a test that has a right or wrong answer, or a fixed score or norm. The test is highly dependent on the examiner's skill, training, and interpretation. Different examiners may use different scoring systems, ask different questions, and draw different conclusions from the same responses. The test is also influenced by the test taker's mood, motivation, and cultural background. The test is not a reliable or valid measure of intelligence, aptitude, or achievement. Number 3. The Rorschach test is controversial and criticized. The Rorschach test has been the subject of much debate and criticism over the years. Some of the main criticisms are that the test is not scientific, that it is based on outdated and unfounded theories, that it is prone to bias and error, that it is not useful or accurate for diagnosis or treatment, that it violates ethical and legal standards, and that it can be harmful or misleading for the test taker. Number 2. The Rorschach test is widely used and popular. Despite the criticisms and controversies, the Rorschach test is still one of the most widely used and popular psychological tests in the world. It is used by psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, and other professionals for various purposes, such as assessment, therapy, research, and education. It is also used by courts, schools, employers, and the military for various decisions, such as custody, admission, hiring, and security clearance. Number 1. The Rorschach test has influenced art and culture. The Rorschach test has not only influenced psychology, but also art and culture. The Inkblot images have inspired many artists, writers, filmmakers, musicians, and designers to create works that reflect their own interpretations and expressions. Some examples are the comic book character Rorschach from Watchmen, the album cover of Nirvana's In Utero, the movie Batman Forever, the video game Silent Hill 2, and the fashion brand Alexander McQueen. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to Top 10 Quests for more amazing facts. Thanks for watching. Please find references in the description.